different colors ready to work with. So I'll take, we'll say these 3 greens here, and I'll pull them together into a stringer so that when I dab them onto the bead, all these 3 colors come with each touch, and in that way I get depth into the leaves. So here we have 3 nice little greens, a slightly yellow one, a dark green one, and another sort of amorphous, yummy color. So we're going to make a stringer out of these. And it's very simple. You've seen me do it before. I'm going to grip it, and we're going to see if we can do it without them jumping all over the place. So here we go. I'm going to warm it up. Warm everything up. I'm going to put up my flame just a tad. There we go. Get my clear Italian rod, which will have nothing to do with the glass in the end. It's just to hold it with. I'm going to attach that to there. Put it way in the back flame. And just take my time. This is where patience comes in. You must take your time because that glass is in a very serious heat out there, even though it doesn't look like it in the video. Really in a serious heat out here, so and we don't want it jumping into my lap, so I'm just going to take my time and burble on. So I'm getting a little closer in the hope that we are actually holding on here. Ooh, this is always the moment, and when you're learning to do it, this is the moment. This is the moment when things either come together or fall apart. And incidentally, if you're working with 3 colors and you have white in the middle, that's the color that will jump out. You have to be particularly careful when you have a white sandwich between 2 darker colors. I'm sure some glass scientist would tell me about expansion, but that's a fact. So, we're getting this now. I can see the glow on the edge of the glass, so now I can really put up the flame. In fact, I sometimes even open it up like that, just to make sure I get the heat in there. And now I'm going to pinch it closed, like that. Right. And there's a little, because they're all uneven pieces, I've got a little flap there. I can just pinch that down. It's all about not trapping bubbles. I keep going on about it, but I shall continue to keep going on about it. Now this is quite a large amount of glass, so I'll bet you I'm going to be pulling a pretty long stringer. I like to do that, just for the fun of it, but also because, well, obviously, I get more glass to work with. All right. That's all I had to do. Now I take another piece of glass, attach it here. You can see a hole, there we go. And you've got all your colors going lengthways. You can't practice doing this enough. You've got to, you can do it all the time. Just collect vases full of beautiful colored stringers and beautiful color combinations, because when I start teaching you how to make tide pools, you're going to need some of these magical mixed color stringers. And sort of test it, see how it's going. Make sure you heat the ends because the cold air feeds in from the clear rods. All right, now I'm going to be starting to pull it long. So here we go. All right, now here we go. Pulling, pulling, and if you've got a nice long clear rod, you can really get out there because you can go further than your arms can stretch. To there. Now, the question is, how do you control it? I basically wait a little while because it's really hot and it can start burning things up. You need to sort of cool it before you cut it. And then I sort of have to, well, get around things. Cut one end, make sure it doesn't hit your lap. Like this. There's one end. I push it over till I can get to the other end. Make sure if everything's balanced, I'm not going to drop into my lap. Cut the other end. And that's how it's done. Then eventually when it's cool, I'll come to the middle and just cut that, and I'll have two really long striers. All right, now I'm going to show you how I make the cane that I use for my tide pools and many other designs that incorporate the dichroic. So first of all, I'm going to have to make a wadge, as I call it. So soften my flame and just make the core. So here we have the wadge. I'm going to make it a little thicker by pushing it down at the end and then reforming it, so I've got as much space for doing my thing as possible. So first of all, I'm going to put on the dichroic. I've got to look and see that I get the right angle on that, making sure that the blue is on the outside. You put it on rather thickly because it's going to stretch out. Make sure we got the angle right. Now put it on nice and thick. This is the secret to getting decent stripes and therefore decent folds in your flowers and aspects of your shells. Nice and thick. We're flopping. We are flopping. Got a little weak there. I'm going to put in a nice strong green. And that'll do it for this. You can put in as many colors as you want, remembering that these are going to turn into flowers and shells later. You can design your own color schemes and experiment until you get something that is entirely yours and suits your frame of reference recolor. So this is actually, the dichroic is black with dark blue on it, and then I've got a sort of a fairly soft green. And I'm going to attach it. Looking around for the glass, I'm going to attach it. Now I've got a rather thick end here, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to heat up my clear, and then I'm going to put it onto my, I'm going to mash down the end of it so that it's thicker. Then I can attach it more fully. And I could pull this piece all the same length and the same width, but as usual I like to make some of it thick, some of it thin, some of it twisted for various different projects. First of all, I like to pull some thick. I had to blow the end to cool it down. I pull some thick, which I'm going to use for fairly large flowers, bubble flowers. And then I'm going to pull some thin for smaller ones. And I'm going to go to the other end of the glass to keep it warm. And I'm going to start a twist, a fairly thin twist that will make seaweed and ribbons. Then I'm going to go to the other end before it gets too cold and work with that if I can. Soften it up and try and get another twist out of it. So it looks very wonky, but that's because it's got so many different textures, so many different thicknesses and so many different projects out of this one pull. There. You're going to have to do a lot of this kind of thing and make collections of different kinds of chips and different canes ready for any projects you have. I'm going to lay it down and cut it. So I just cut them in here like this. Again, you want to experiment with different lengths in your work and see what suits you. If you cut a long chip, it has a different effect from a shorter one. And with these thick ones, I'm inclined to cut them fairly short so they make a large exterior, and then I'll put a smaller chip inside it. You'll see later. I cut these up like this. And each of these stripes here has got just a tiny, tiny bit of glitter in it. So I just cut them up. When I get to the spiral and I cut that, it will turn up in the glass when I put it in beads. It'll have a little twist to it, which gives another kind of grace to whatever the purpose. And then I like to keep the longer parts for seaweed. So here I have various dishes of accumulated, these are waiting to be cut, these two are waiting to be cut, with accumulated chips made over many months. This takes a lot of time, it takes rather a lot of glass. And if you're very organized, you might want to put your chips in various different themes. I have one in particular that is very small, brown ones. I've got a few little pieces of sunshine in there, but these are all different themes, and you get to know your chips and you get to know what's in each dish. Now I'm going to show you something else. These are all the leftover ends from months of work, and I pull these together and then I cut them down into chips. They were long and I used them down, and then when I get them to this length I can cut them off into chips as well and have all kinds of magic, all kinds of wonderful memories from past experiments and tide pool beads that maybe some of you own at this point.